Okay, so today is going to be a part two update on Nicki Minaj's brother. And for the original post, I will put that in the description box. And as this story unfolds, I will always make sure that I put the links to each one of the stories in the description box so you can just be up to speed if you don't, happen to know what's going on. A lot of people have said, why do you feel the need to talk about Nicki Minaj's brother? She doesn't have anything to do with it. Also, men do stuff like this every day, or at least are accused of doing things like this every day. So why do we need to talk about it just because it's Nicki Minaj's brother? Well, correct. Things like this do happen every day. And it is Nicki Minaj's brother. And since she's in the public light, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about this. Okay. So anyway, he went to court today after he was released out on a $100,000 bond, which, like I said, they keep saying $100,000 bond, but when I looked on the court docket, it did say something about $50,000 that was paid in cash bond. But the streets have been saying that the mother gave a promissory of paying the additional 50,000. Now, I've never heard of such shit like this in my life. Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. If so, the only thing I could think is a little privilege, when somebody's famous and mother and whoever, and you know how it is. People fan out all the time for the wrong shit and wrong people. So anyway, he went to court, again today or whatever. And I will just tell you this, from what I have been told, the person that he is accused of raping was his wife's daughter. Okay. And they even said that he even had sex with her, and I don't want to call it sex because of course it's not sex when it's a child, and clearly she's not really consenting, or even if allegedly she's so-called consenting, she's not old enough to make that decision at 12 or 13 years old. It's been said that he even had sex with her like a day or two up until the time when he was arrested. When he went to be arrested, all of a sudden he had a magical health crisis that caused him to go to the hospital. But I guess that shit didn't last too long because they came and read him his rights over there at the hospital. Now, as it remains right now, they just kind of had a hearing and all that kind of stuff, and they will have a date set later on, I guess, for this whole case. So he still has not been charged, or I don't want to say charged, that's not the right word. He has not been convicted as of yet. Now, here's my thing. Now, people are coming down saying that Nicki Minaj bailed him out, yada, yada, yada. Okay, of course, the court records do not tell us who bailed him out, okay? And clearly, they did not use a bondsman because it says that cash was paid. Now, here's my thing. Nicki Minaj's mother is clearly supporting her son, as most mothers are going to support their sons. But I will tell you this, I would never support my son in some fucking mess like this. Not even my brother. Now, someone said the other day, well, it's her brother. What do you expect her to do? Let me tell you something. I have two brothers. I've said that before. I love my brothers dearly, but it's just a whole lot of shit that I'm not willing to do for them. I have one brother. Now, if he was to be accused by someone, if some woman was to say, well, your brother hit me, he beat me up, and I'm in, he's in prison, I would bail him out because I'm 39 years old, okay? My brother's a couple years older than me. I've known him my entire life, and I know my brother does not abuse and hit on women. I would be willing to put my life on that, okay? So I would be willing to stand behind him and say, okay, this trick is lying. Now, if it came down to another thing where my brother's in jail and somebody said, well, he busted him upside the head with a beer bottle, I might say, well, that sounds like my brother, okay? My thing is, your family members, and you kind of know who would do what and who wouldn't do what. Everybody knows that uncle in the family that you wouldn't leave your fucking kids around, or your mama wouldn't leave you around. That's all I'm saying. So I feel like if her brother is guilty, or if he's this kind of person, it's no secret to me. I feel like it's well known within that he's one of them type of fucking people. That's all I'm saying. Now, even if Nicki Minaj's mother was the one who bailed him out, at the end of the day, that's still Nicki's fucking money. Because tell me where the fuck her mother would have $50,000 in cash just laying the fuck around. Okay, I know some people who have really good jobs and save money and, do all types of different things, but how many people really have $50,000 sitting around in their bank account? If you have $50,000 just laying around, please let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you do for a living, and let me know that you got, $50,000 laid up in your bank account. So I think that's why people have been coming down hard on Nicki. Now, Nicki is doing everything from a business perspective because she's staying way under the radar. She's not speaking on it. She's not saying anything about it. She's, if anything, causing a lot of distraction on what's going on by focusing on her and her bum ass boyfriend, showing off her ring, talking about they're engaged and all this type of shit. And I'm just like, even if he gave her a ring, even if they are engaged, I just feel like it's so fucking inappropriate at the time. I'm not saying that she's supposed to be all up in arms or whatever the case may be, but if your brother is fucking innocent, I think you should be a little bit concerned about him. If his ass is guilty, I think you should be worried about whomever this child was, which would have been your niece. Because in fact, when your brother married, this lady, his wife, that daughter then became your niece, just like she became his stepdaughter or whatever the case may be. So it's just, to me, it's kind of tacky that she's all on, Twitter every 2 seconds talking about her and motherfucking Meek Mill. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of getting on my fucking nerves if I can be fucking honest with y'all. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about this next little situation here. Now, meanwhile, all this stuff here is going on. Nicki Minaj seems to be completely unbothered. She's on Twitter. Now, I get it. Life is not supposed to come to an end for her because this is going on with her brother. I mean, I guess she wouldn't want to just not speak altogether because then people really would be giving her the side eye, which they're doing anyway. But she's on Twitter and she's talking about, her fashion line at Kmart, and her tour and her album sales. And then of course she's showing off this huge ass rock that allegedly was purchased by Meek Mills. We all know he's only worth $3 million. So I mean, can he really be affording to buy her these rings that cost a quarter of his earnings or net worth? I don't know. I don't give a fuck. But I think it's kind of rude at the same time because it's like, she's talking about all this engagement shit. Why are you just now doing all of this? Oh, check my ring out. To me, I think it's to take a distraction off of what is going on so that people will talk about, oh, check out Nicki's ring, instead of, oh, check out Nicki's perverted ass fucking brother. Now, in my opinion, if you know that your brother is innocent, or you feel that your brother's innocent because you know him better than we do, like I said before, as a person, your family members, what's up with different people in your family. Nobody has to tell you certain things about them. You already know what it is. So if you feel like your brother is innocent, then you should be out here on the front line. Every post should be, I know my brother, this is the da 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 da, you know what I'm saying? His wife is off some bullshit and orchestrating something together with his daughter, or even though it's not the public's business, but you would be sitting there battling with your brother. Now, if you feel like your brother is the perverted type of motherfucker that I'm thinking that he is, then my thing is, instead of you talking about your ring and showing off this and this and this, you should be showing that support towards that mother and her daughter, because at the end of the day, your brother was married to that woman, which made her your sister-in-law, and that little girl, whether that's his biological child or not, that still was your niece through marriage. So I feel like the focus should be on that and not all of this fucking shit that you're doing. Look at me, check me out. Ooh, my ring is flawless. Your words exactly of what you have going on. Now, again, a lot of people are trying to kill Nicki, saying she bailed him out. We have no proof of that. There is no proof, absolutely none whatsoever, that she bailed him out of jail. I believe that his mother probably bailed him out. But at the end of the day, come on, people, let's be honest. Nicki, the mother's money is Nicki's money. Nicki's money is the mother's money. None of them really don't have money like that, so it can only come from one source and one person, and that would be Nicki. The mother, in her bootleg ass foundation towards violence and domestic violence and having, homes safe and stuff like that for women, I think that shit needs to come to an end. I think that nobody needs to be donating any money towards that, because any money towards that foundation is doing nothing but to help fund her perverted ass son. So that's going to be the conclusion right here of this. And I will be coming to you all if and when I hear more information, which eventually it will be, because it will be a court case. But if something comes up in between, then I will be back with that. And another thing, they keep saying that, you know, it's the wife's daughter. And I'm not trying to be funny. This is no shade, no nothing. But is it really the daughter? Because the way he look, and I know you can't judge people by looks, he don't look like he interested in a young woman or an old woman. Just looking at him alone made me think, okay, was it a little boy? Okay, but they are saying that it was the wife's daughter. So that's what I'm hearing so far. But I will continue to, you know, check this case out and see what's going on. Again, I think they only let him out because they didn't think he could make the bail. They didn't know who he was at the moment. So giving him $100,000 bond, which average person can come up with that? You know what I mean? So he really, in my opinion, should not be walking the streets, but everything will unfold in due time. So that's going to be it. You all have a good day.